Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to a fun and different type of video for me at least. I saw Porcelain here on YouTube. I'll leave her channel link down below, but she did this not too long ago. I want to say like a month or two ago. And she did a video of brands she's worried about. And she's also gone on to do brands that she thinks are in trouble, are shutting down, that sort of thing. And those two videos combined kind of got my, I won't say juices flowing, but got me thinking about those brands that we don't hear about often and we're almost like forgetting about it. But then I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, well, what's going on with that brand? Where are they now? Like, are they okay? So that's kind of where this video idea comes from. I just want to sit down and talk about the brands that I'm honestly kind of worried about. I don't know if they're okay. I'd love to see them, come back and release some products that are a real hit and get back into the spotlight and get back to being talked about. I feel like most of the brands that I'm going to be talking about today are focused on indie brands, but there's just a variety of brands that I have noticed either aren't releasing that many products or are getting very quiet on social media, and I'm worried about them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's just hop right into it. Okay, so the first brand, and this is the one that just made me decide to actually do this video. I was doing my single eyeshadow collection and declutter. If you want to see that video, I'll leave it linked up here. But I was doing it and I came across this brand and I knew exactly who it was, but I couldn't think of the name. Like, I distinctly remember the brand, but I was stumbling to try to remember the brand name because it'd been that long since I'd seen anything from this brand. And it finally, after the video, I had to go and look it up, and it is Krisanna Ann Cosmetics. Now, I do have a lip product from her, but I think it was one of the ones I threw away in my lipstick declutter because it had gotten old. But I have several single shadows from her that I really do like. I want to say the last time she released anything, oh goodness, there were 3 single shadows at least maybe 2 years ago, at least a year. It was back in Virginia, and I've been here a year, and I feel like it was a while before I left Virginia, but it's been a while since she's really released anything. Now, please don't take this video as me like bashing these brands and getting on top, bad talking these brands and saying like, hey, you should be releasing more, like what's wrong with you? I am more so wanting to do this video with the mindset of saying like, hey, do you guys remember these brands? Am I the only one who kind of forgets about them? It slips out my memory. Am I the only one who's realizing that they aren't posting anything, they're not releasing anything? And just to kind of help get it back into the forefronts of our mind. Looking at their Instagram page, the last time she posted anything was November 23rd, 2019. So at the end of last year, she had a 75% off sale, and that was the last time she posted. So when I saw that, her singles, I went and checked out her Instagram. I was like, that's why I've kind of forgotten about the brand. She hasn't been posting anything and she hasn't been launching anything. So I'm really, honestly, very concerned because her eyeshadow formula was really nice. I really enjoyed them. I did try a palette from her I wasn't crazy about. I forget what it's called, but her singles were really nice. So yeah, Krisanna Ann Cosmetics, I really hope she's okay. Like I said, she hasn't posted anything in this new year, so I have no idea. Yeah, she doesn't repost anything. She hasn't posted anything in her stories, so there's no way for me to tell if she's just kind of reformulating and just doing things behind the scenes and gonna come back strong soon. There's just, I don't know what's going on. So that is number one. The reason I sat down to do this video is because Krisanna Ann Cosmetics, when I first kind of got her products, she sent them to me as PR. I feel like a lot of people were talking about them, and now I don't hear anyone talking about them, and I don't even hear, Krisanna Ann talking. So I just hope everything's okay, and I hope she's able to come back with a really exciting launch and kind of get back into the swing of things and get back into the news when it comes to indie makeup. The next brand that I'm kind of worried about is Certify, and mainly because Blush Tribe is closing, and talking about and like looking at Blush Tribe closing has got me thinking about Certify, because I believe the owners are sisters, and so they've often kind of correlated and whatnot, and mentioned the other and whatnot. So I went over to check, and they are still reposting people, so they're still present in the beauty community, they're still out there and whatnot. But looking through their Instagram page, I want to say they haven't released a new palette, but it looks like they did come out with loose glitters maybe. From all the posts that they've been doing recently with these glitters, I'm assuming it's a new launch, but they haven't really come out with a new palette at all. They're just kind of re-promoting their old original palettes that they've had for a while, I feel like. I feel like the last time they really came out with a new palette, was it the blue and green one? Going on beginning of last year? Well, maybe it's this one. What's this? Beautiful Eternity palette. I don't know when they launched this Eternity palette, but yeah, looking at it, they are still posting, so that is a good sign. They just posted something 2 hours ago with their glitters once again. And they are reposting other people who are wearing their products. It looks like they have lashes too, which I don't think they had back when I was kind of hearing about them. So maybe it's just that because I'm not interested in what they're releasing. That's why I don't really see it. Kind of, you know, goes in one ear out the other, and I don't really process that it's coming from Certify. But it's been a while since they've launched a palette, and I don't know, I'm just kind of curious to see what they're going to do for 2020, if they're going to launch another palette and whatnot. Their palettes are pretty popular, I feel like, when they first initially launched. How many do they have? 3 or 4? And I always regret not getting the blue-green one because it looks so pretty, but I just never picked it up. But yeah, it's just, Certify is one brand that I just feel like isn't talked about as much, or at least I haven't really recognized people talking about it. And again, it could be because they're launching loose glitters and lashes, which don't really pique my interest, but it's definitely a brand that I thought of and I was like, I really haven't seen anything new from them in a while. Okay, this next brand, I feel like I can't do this video without mentioning this brand, but it is Saucebox Cosmetics. Now, I'm going to link a video from Phyrra Nix that she posted, and she goes into the drama that is going on with this brand. So please watch that video if you want to hear all the ins and outs. She gives receipts and all that sort of thing. But the last I heard was she was promising to fulfill the orders that these people had. And basically, if you want to get the gist of it, she put out a membership where you could pay a flat fee for a year and you would get all these new releases before anyone else gets them. You'd be on top of all her launches. They would just automatically ship to you. And at the end of the year, you would end up paying less than if you just bought each launch. I hope that makes sense. It's very condensed. Watch Phyrra's video. But anyway, she basically hasn't given the people who bought these even half of what they paid for. Like, she's just... the people are out money, and rightly so. They're kind of upset and very much hurt. And I feel like Saucebox used to be big right when I was getting into the indie makeup sphere. I want to say maybe 3 years ago. I feel like Saucebox was that brand I was really eyeing because people had very good things to say about their products. So to see that this is going on, and to see that these customers who honestly, like most of these customers who bought this year's subscription were loyal customers, and that's why they bought a whole year and kind of paid all that money up front. So it's really heartbreaking to see her do this. And the last thing I heard was she promised to make sure everyone had all the products that they were promised and was compensated at least. I still think the retail value of what they were supposed to get was supposed to be over what they paid for, but she promised, I want to say back in February, and then of course everything happened in the world, and now the last time Saucebox posted was February 18th saying the beginning of our skin range is done. However, due to what's going on, our components are being held at customs, and that's the last thing they've posted. They haven't posted anything at all. This morning they reposted or reshared a look to their Instagram stories, but they haven't done anything new with their page at all. And I reached out to them wanting to find out more information. I was kind of like, hey, have you sent products to customers? Are you doing anything to compensate these customers who've been waiting over a year to get the products that they were promised? So I actually reached out to the sister brand, which is MoonSlice Beauty, and I have purchased something from MoonSlice Beauty. I've reviewed it on my channel. It's right here because I don't know what to do with it. I bought her Emerald Moon palette, and I'm so torn because I was going to do a 3 looks 1 palette with this this palette because I did enjoy the looks that I got from it, and I thought the quality was nice, and I was going to do a full in-depth review, but knowing that the lady who owns this, from what I understand, the lady who owns this brand owns Saucebox Cosmetics, I can in good conscience promote that, because I feel like, what if what's happening to Saucebox starts to happen to MoonSlice Beauty, and then I would feel terrible recommending you all. So anyway, I reached out to the sister brand. I went to MoonSlice Beauty's Instagram page and I was like, hey, what's going on with Saucebox? Is there any, have the customers been compensated? Because I haven't heard anything, and I just like to know before I, promote the brand and whatnot. And the answer was Saucebox is made in the USA. They are working on relaunching after everything that's going on in the world. The crisis is over. Please address all questions on their social media or email. So I reached out to them. They never replied. So I responded to them, later. I said, hey, I tried reaching out, but my DM went unanswered. And the response was, MoonSlice and Saucebox Cosmetics are 2 different companies and have different customer service reps. Saucebox Cosmetics is currently going through a rebrand, and offices are closed till after the virus restrictions are lifted. So I replied to that and said, are y'all sister brands though? Are you owned by the same person? Thanks. Because honestly, I was like, well, if they're totally different, maybe I won't feel so bad promoting this if they are run by different people. But that has not been answered. And when I watched Phyrra's video way back when she first posted it, it came across as they were owned by the same person. So we're getting into more drama than I meant. Basically, I'm just wondering what's going on with Saucebox Cosmetics, because they have not posted anything since, what did I say, February of this year. And yeah, the people who have bought this have spent all this money, and it wasn't just like $100. I want to say it was several $100s that they spent to ensure that they got all these products, and there was supposed to be a minimum value of products you were going to get, and they're just out so much money. It's really, really sad. So I don't know what's happening with this brand. I really hope they're able to come back and give these people the products that they're owed and then be able to redeem themselves. Honestly, at this point, I feel like it's going to be a very big uphill battle to redeem themselves, but it's possible, and I hope they do it. Okay, moving on, I also want to touch on Flower Beauty. This one, I'm so worried. They are not pulling out, but I've noticed they're not as prominent on the Ulta website, and they don't have all their products on the Ulta website. Now, I did see a couple new launches are on the Ulta website, so I hope that means they're just kind of taking a step back to revamp and refocus and maybe come back strong this year. But I've just noticed that they haven't really been releasing much. I'm sorry I keep playing with my hair. It keeps getting stuck in my lashes. But they haven't really been posting or, you know, sharing much in the way of new products. And this is something I did want to mention in this video. I feel like a lot of people get mad at brands for always releasing stuff, but I think this video kind of shows that if you don't release things at a consistent basis, you kind of get forgotten, because there's just so many makeup brands out there. There's so many beauty brands out there to choose from, that if you don't continually have new products or re-promote or, you know, send out PR or offer sales to get your products in the buzz of things and being talked about, you really can be forgotten. And I feel like Flower Beauty is one of those brands, and they have some really great products, and I've just enjoyed a lot of products that I've tried from them. Their eyeliners are nice. I really like their mascara. I'm currently using it. I repurchased it. So this was a brand that I've always eyed. I've always liked the aesthetic of Flower Beauty. I've always heard great things about them, but I feel like in the last, I don't know, 6 months, maybe even a year, maybe just 6 months, I feel like they've just gone very quiet. Now, they're still posting, I will say that. You know, they post pretty much every day, I would say, yeah. So they're very active on their social media. They share to their Instagram page or their IG stories, which I like to see, but in the way of really new releases and just getting people buzzed, I feel like they're not as talked about. So they're not one I'm as worried about, because they're still there. They're still at Ulta, but I'm just getting a little concerned. Just a little bit. Next up, I have to talk about the Vamp Stamp. You guys know my love for the Vamp Stamp. I use it literally every day. It's sitting here from when I used it this morning. I love my Vamp Stamp in Vixen. They have a couple different sizes. I like in Vixen because it's just the style wing that I like. But I'm worried about them because I think they are pulling out of Ulta Beauty, because I used to always link my Vamp Stamp to Ulta Beauty, and the last couple times I went to find them, I'm having a hard time finding them, and I'm now linking to QVC or HSN, I think is where they have it. And so that has me a little worried that they're no longer being sold at Ulta, at least the Vixen. Maybe a couple things are, but they're not as easy to find. I haven't been able to link this at Ulta for a little while. And then on top of that, I haven't seen anything new come out from them. And I feel like with this being such a revolution, I love this stamp. You guys know that. This is such a revolutionary product. It helps me so much. It helps to just streamline my makeup routine so much and makes it so fast and easy. I feel like by this time they should have come out with the rainbow when it comes to colors for their liners. But I just went and looked this morning at their website, and I saw this black in maybe one other color. What other color was it? Maybe like a bronze or something? Oh no, they have black, bronze, rose metallic, and brown. And they're all sold out right now. That's another thing. Like, everything on their website says sold out, sold out, sold out. So I'm just like, what's happening? I hope it's just that they're rebranding. Maybe they're just going to come back fresh. Maybe they're doing all new packaging. Maybe they're going to launch more colors, because I mean, it has 4 colors. I thought it was just one. So they do have 4 different types of colors, but come on, at this point, I feel like they've been out for a while. You could have had so many other colors. The pastels, the neons that are very trendy right now, you could jump on that and offer that, or they could have done it last year. So I'm very worried. Everything on their website is sold out. They don't have very many colors. They haven't launched anything new in a very long time. The last time they posted on their Instagram page was January 14th, when they posted a little quote, "I feel naked without wing liner." And then, you know, January, they post a couple times at the beginning of January. But the last time was January 14th, and they've been silent ever since. And I'm just like, oh no. Like, where are you going? I'm worried about them. I hope they're just kind of letting things sell out so they can rebrand and maybe do all new packaging and then release some really awesome things this year, but I'm definitely a little worried. Okay, another brand is a Velvet 59. where is this brand? I don't know. Now they do post, because I went on there, I was like, I remember Velvet 59 when I was first getting into makeup, at least, and this must be 5 years ago. I feel like they had a lot of products out, and I was hearing them talked about very highly in the beauty community as being a great indie brand. But I mean, they post, the last time they posted was 5 days ago, April 10th, March 20th, March 15th. So they post sporadically. But something I find weird is that on their Instagram page, it's mainly heavily focused on like memes and funny things than really like reposting people's makeup that they use with their products, promoting their products, showing new releases or anything. I was like scrolling down. There's one, it looks like their primer. They have a primer here that they shared about on March 2nd. And then they swatched one of their palettes on November 5th. And it's just, I find it very odd for a makeup brand to, when you scroll it, you see mostly memes and funny things. Or like, I mean, cute things too. There's a little doggy, that's really cute, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, I just find that very weird. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with this brand. I definitely have not seen them drop anything new that I've seen in my little circle of, you know, indie makeup and whatnot. I haven't seen them really share anything big. It looks like they have lashes. It looks like they have a working website. They have some, what is this? A pressed pigment palette. Like, I've never heard of this. When did they, maybe this is an older release, that's why I haven't heard of it, but they have a Paradise Princess palette. Yeah, they have this. It looks very pretty, but I never hear from them at all, and I just find that very odd that that's kind of their aesthetic when you go to their brand to like, oh, let me check out what this brand is. I wouldn't immediately look at this and be like, oh, it's a makeup brand. I think it was like a repost, you know, Instagram page, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. I'm just not sure where this brand is going. I'm not sure what they have planned, but I'm kind of worried about them. Okay, one more and then I'm done. I feel like I could go on with a couple more brands, but let's focus on what's on my eyes, ColourLit Cosmetics. Now, this is not a brand that I am as worried about as some of the ones I've previously talked about, but I am a little worried because at this point, I can't remember when they launched. I want to say it was the beginning of last year they came out with lashes and lipsticks, and in the summer or fall of last year, they came out with 2 more colors, and that's about it. Unless I'm just not seeing them, you know, talked about it all. I feel like they haven't come out with anything really big since that initial lash and lipstick launch, and I'm just worried about them. I'm like, come on, I really want them to really get out there, and I want to see more people talking about them. I really like their lashes. This style I kind of ruined because I put mascara on. It was when I was first getting into lashes, okay? I didn't know any better, and I put my lashes on and then I put mascara on, so now they're like sticking. Anyway, I kind of ruined them. My fault, but I really like their lashes, and I've worn them many times in videos. I've always liked how they looked. I found them relatively easy to put on too for a beginner, which is always a plus. And I just overall like their aesthetic. I like their products. Their liquid lipsticks are very comfortable. I think I have 2 or 3 that I really enjoy wearing. Just nice, easy, neutral colors, but I haven't really seen much from them. I forget if I already said, but they are posting pretty regularly on their Instagram page. They do repost eye looks and stuff like that and videos from their customers, which is encouraging. They don't have any stories right now for me to see what they're, you know, sharing on their stories, but their website is working. I've almost bought a couple new pairs of lashes because I forget, I just had to throw away an old pair, or a couple months ago when I did it, I threw away an old pair that I had destroyed because I'd worn them so much. So they do have products. It does still seem to all be working well. I don't think they're going anywhere, but they're just kind of, they're just not doing anything big, so they're not being talked about. And I'm just like, come on, y'all. ColourLit Cosmetics is really a fantastic brand. I like their lashes, I like their lipsticks, and I want to see them come out with more so that I can talk about them more. But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what they are doing for 2020, and I feel like now we're in April. I really hope to hear more about them by this time and like hear of a new upcoming launch, but I haven't seen anything. I really need to get better at like checking on them more and whatnot to see if they're coming out with anything. I mentioned them in my top 10 indie brand recommendations video, saying that I really like their lashes, I really like their lipsticks, and I hope they come out with more. And I just haven't seen anything, so fingers crossed that they start to pick up speed and come out with more stuff. And this again can attest to, like, as much as we hate all the new releases, if you don't kind of keep up with the releases and not post in excess and like release in excess like ColourPop can do sometimes, but at least release consistently to keep your name out there, you can kind of get left behind. And even though you have great products like I think ColourLit does, no one's really, at least not in my circle, no one's talking about them. And I think that's such a bummer because I would like to see them get bigger and really get out there and be more talked about and more widely known. Alright, so that's gonna do it for today. Those are the brands that I am just a little worried about. Some of them I'm more worried about, other ones not so much, but I'm just kind of like, are you guys okay? Like, please come out with some products. Let's get your name talked about, whatnot. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's more of just, like I said, not trying to bash these brands, not trying to say that they're not doing things right, but I've just noticed that I haven't seen them as much, so I want to bring them to the forefront, give them a little exposure and say, hey, these brands are out there. Hopefully they're not going anywhere. Hopefully they'll get their act together. Hopefully they'll come back strong and keep on going and continue to release great things. But I just thought it'd be a fun video to sit down and chat about, and just a different type of video from me. So let me know if you like this, because like I said, I could have kept going. There were a lot more brands on my list, but I want to stop it here so the video doesn't get too long and I have a little time to relax before Levi wakes up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below of this video idea. What brands have you noticed that you're just a little bit worried about, you're not hearing talked about as much? I'd love to hear that as well. Is there any brands that we've just forgotten about because they're not being talked about? I don't know. Let's just talk about it in the comments down below. I'd really love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Do you agree with my opinions on these brands? Do you think they're kind of in trouble? Are you at all worried about them? Or you just think, hey, they're going through a growing phase, they'll come back strong. You're worried about nothing, Katie. Let me know down below. But yeah, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me in the whole YouTube algorithm, and I just really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch another one of my videos, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye, guys.